Okay, today we're going to talk just a little bit about how to do a Lewis structure when there doesn't seem to be an obvious central atom. So if you have something like this, PCl3, that's pretty easy. You realize that the phosphorus is going to be the central atom because the chlorine, it can only make one bond and there's three of them and only one of the phosphorus, and so you just put down the phosphorus and then you put your chlorines on there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chlorine. And then you get this structure. Remember, you got to have all that unshared pairs. That is just a dot that I made by accident. Sorry. So, you got 2, 4, 6, 8 on the phosphorus, and then each of the chlorines has 8. And if you add that up, it's going to be 8 times 3 is 24, and 2 is 26. And then if you look at the valence electrons, 7 times 3 from the chlorine is 21. Add 5 for the phosphorus, 26. So that's a good structure. But this guy, you've got 2 carbons and 4 hydrogens. What do you do with it? Well, you realize that hydrogen is not something that can really be a central atom because it's very small and it only wants to make one bond. Okay, that's something you got to get familiar with, is the fact that hydrogen, what his behavior is, and also something like chlorine also only wants to make one bond. So you're never going to see something where chlorine is going to be a central atom. Okay, well, there are a couple of exceptions, but there's always exceptions to the rule. But more often than not, you're going to see chlorine out here rather than in the middle because it only makes one bond. And since hydrogen only makes one bond, kind of the same deal. So let's take a look at these carbons here. So the carbons each have 4 valence electrons. So I'm going to write down 4 and 4. And then the hydrogens each have 1. And so 1 times 4 is 4. So 4, 4, and 4, I have 12 total valence electrons in this guy, okay? And so what I'll do is I'll know that I can't build around the hydrogen, so I'm going to build around the carbon. And when I do that, I'm going to put a carbon there, and then I know that the carbons have to be attached to one another because you can't attach them through a hydrogen because hydrogen only wants one bond. So I'm going to start out like that, okay? And so I've attached both my carbons together. Then I know that I've got 4 hydrogens, okay? Now, when you're distributing hydrogens, think about it like this. I have 2 dogs, and if I tried to give one dog a bone, I have to give the other one a bone or he is going to make a tremendous hoot and holler. So if you have 2 carbons and 4 hydrogens, don't try to put all 4 on one carbon. That's not going to work, okay? So the easy thing to do would be to go like this. So now I've used 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 electrons. I've only got 2 more electrons left, which is enough for one bond. So my hydrogen's happy, my hydrogen's happy, my hydrogen's happy, my hydrogen's happy. These carbons aren't happy. 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, carbon wants 8. So, smart thing to do. Both those carbons want one more bond. Put that double bond right in there. And that's how you do the structure.